Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's an all-you-can-geek Gamecast. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Ahoy.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers. We are live on Twitch right now, Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Did a movie cast, do the game cast, we do some bonus rounds, which are coming up soon. And if you don't get to see these live broadcasts, if you're busy Tuesday nights, all the content's over on YouTube. And if you're watching us there, give us a subscribe, give us a like, and leave us a comment. It helps us out. We would appreciate it, guys. But yeah, so this is the Gamecast, folks. We have a lot coming up. So we're going to talk about that tonight a little bit. Predictions, ideas.
Big week.
It's a big
very
week.
big week.
Yeah, we're ahead of it right now. So we have, a State of Play coming this week. We have a Game Fest coming this week. So we'll get into that shortly. Let's get into what we've been up to. After my Claire Obscure, finish, I actually went back into the game to play more, and it's fine that way, but I don't feel like I'm that invested.
Feels weird.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Like the way the story does it, it kind of makes me not go into it myself as much, but. It also depends on your story, I guess. But for me, I'm kind of like, I got what I wanted from the game, and I did try it though. Like the other night, I was like sitting around. I'm like, I didn't have a game yet to play, and I say yet because I have a game, but I was like, let me go back in, and so I started playing it again, and I probably spent, I don't even know how long, and just futzing around in a little area, and I'm just like, okay, and I went exploring in the sky and stuff like that, but that's about it really. And then I kind of was like, I'm going to actually try to play another game. So I actually went and got a Game Pass subscription active again and started playing Doom. So I it's Doom. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
What it's called or something?
Dark Ages. Yeah, it's fine. Like I think the shield element of the game is really cool. It's a very cool idea, very cool mechanic. I'm very early in the game, so I can't get into it too much yet, but it plays okay. I will say the other night I played it, and I will defend. I love my cloud gaming stuff because I think it's no console needed, but I did notice controller lag, and that was frustrating, especially in a game like that. I didn't have that though really on Indiana Jones. I didn't have that, so it must have been, maybe it was this. It was Saturday night. It was a Saturday night I was doing this, so that
It's
I bet.
also a different type of game. I think
It's
you can
faster.
get away with a little
Yeah.
bit of latency in Indiana Jones, but in like something as twitchy as Doom, I think
Yeah.
you'll notice it
That's
more.
true. So I'm concerned that I'm not going to be able to play through it. But we'll see. I'm going to give it another go. I only played for about an hour and went through it. And it looks phenomenal. Like it looks great. And it's got the rock, the hard, the
Metal.
heavy metal music going. And it's just like,
Mhm.
it is a great, they've built Doom again. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's great. It's just, I don't know if we'll play it on the cloud, but we'll see. So I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, I'll probably do that. I'll probably do was it South of Midnight? Is that what the one game was that they came out with? There was that, that music kind of game. Yeah, I'll probably give that a try.
Sure.
If this doesn't work out, I'll give that a try.
I mean, you could always just buy Doom.
Yeah, yes, I could. If this doesn't work out, I might do that. But I also have a month subscription already.
Won't.
I did a month subscription.
Just be honest. You're not gonna buy fucking Doom, dude. You're not gonna spend $70 on Doom.
I won't pay $70 for Doom.
Is it 70 or is it 60?
I'm gonna guess it's 70.
I'm
But
not sure.
you are correct. I will not pay $70 for Doom. That is true. That doesn't mean I won't buy it on sale or something at some point. But so
$70, yeah.
yeah, I will not pay 70 for Doom. I was fine with the Game Pass monthly. In fact, it was free thanks to Bing rewards. Thank you, Bing. So we'll see. But that's it for me, really. Mike?
So I rolled credits on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 finally.
Nice.
Pretty good ending. It's a unique sort of ending as well. And I'm still playing it though a little bit. There's the little like $5-6 DLC quest line, Brushes with Death, where you can paint your shields and stuff, and you talk to a painter. It's all right. But then also I had some friends over, and we played Sunderfolk. Ryan, who's been on here once or twice,
Yeah.
he recommended it, brought it over. He so Sunderfolk
a resident
is,
Minecraft guy.
Yeah, back when Minecraft was like unknown. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So he brought that over, and so this game you might have heard about it. It's like a co-op local game where you use your phone actually to control stuff, and it's kind of like a hex grid, like it reminds me actually of
Tactical game.
yeah, it's a little bit like what I would I
Hmm.
never did it, but it's what I would imagine playing co-op Baldur's Gate is, but just way simpler.
Hmm.
You each take turns, and so it was cool. We tried to synergize a little bit. We didn't have that much time to get into it, and in a group setting like that, there was four of us. No one wants to invest in the story at all, so everyone skipped through everything, which sort of puts me off the games a little bit. Like, not that it looked like it was that interesting in this game, but I need a little bit of story context to get like into it. But it's still fun to sort of, you know, make up a team of people. You can make up silly names. Even you can name the enemies. So I named the archers for the enemies shooty bitches because they're hiding in back shooting at us like bitches. So, but it was a fun time. But I don't know. I kind of wish there was more like story to it. But also, I would think I would play it again if we had a group of four because it's just fun and it's interesting to do that.
Hmm.
And other than that, I just briefly checked out Ultron in Marvel Rivals. I only played one round with him. He seems okay. People are using him a lot. He's not like the biggest healer, it seems like, but he can do decent damage from afar as well. But he's not the character that I'm excited about. So I'm waiting for unannounced characters still.
Okay. All right. Corey?
Just been playing Claire Obscure,
Good.
Exposition 33 still.
Mm.
I feel like I'm close to the end.
Are you out of
but
Act 2?
yeah.
I feel like
Okay,
that
then
for a
good.
while.
All right, then okay. Okay, good to hear. So yeah, it's.
Well, I mean, these two guys were like, "Oh, the monolith takes forever." It's like that didn't take that long.
I
Right,
think
that's what I said. I was like, what?
I think the monolith
It's the
was the
biggest
longest
single
part.
area, I
Yeah.
believe,
Yeah, I think it was the biggest area.
Of
So,
Act 2?
yeah, I think it was.
of any level like area. That's the longest one, I think, by far in the game.
Okay. It didn't feel that way.
I mean, Serene was
Maybe
it
you're leveled up
Serene?
enough to get
Might have
through it,
been
and you weren't earlier.
Is it Serene the city?
That didn't.
That took
Yeah, that
that
didn't feel as long as the
that was a
monolith.
big area.
The monolith, you like replay the whole game pretty much.
Mm.
So, all right, Tony.
So I finally got to play that game that I got sidetracked from my intention to start 100 Line Defense Academy, but it's Fantasy Life, the girl who stops time, I think.
Feels
Steals Time, thank you.
Steals Time.
Just because my friend was really pushing me to get it because it's a co-op game, but you could either do online or local. So he got it right away. I got it a few days in, and by the time we met up, he just brings his PS5 over to my house, and I was expecting him to just bring a Switch or something like that. I'm like, oh, I guess you get the TV and I'll play handheld mode, right? So that was awkward. I was like, damn, you brought your whole PS5 over? Like, okay. And he's just like holding, he's raw dogging.
Oh, you didn't even bag it?
You don't want to put this in a bag? Right? Like a gym bag
that's
or
hard.
something? Like,
that's hard. That thing is hard to transport. Like I normally, if I go on like a vacation, I might take the Xbox because at least that can fit in its own box and it's like box shape.
Yeah.
The PlayStation it's too big to fit in anything.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, bro, and like even like after he got there fine and everything, but like when he was like unhooking it, and I was like, do you want a bag? He's like, nah, I'm good. And like he's just like putting the controller on top of it. I'm just like, oh my god. Like I'm getting like OCD about it. It's not even my system. It's just like I don't want to see that happen, right? So anyway, so we played it, and it's unfortunately one of those things where he like plowed through the game. Like I'm level like 8 or 10 or something like that, and he's like level 90. I was like, oh. I was like, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to contribute to this, right?
Yeah.
Because I was expecting like, oh, we could do like story stuff or whatnot together.
Yeah.
But what's kind of cool is, again, the game is like a mix of Animal Crossing and like
Monster Hunter.
Zelda. Honestly, that's the best way I could describe it. Like 2D Zelda, right? or like 2D, 3D Zelda, where it's bird's eye view and stuff like that, link between worlds and whatnot.
Okay.
But it's really cute. It's cozy. You get to make your own character. There's a story where you get a dragon, you get stranded on this island, and lo and behold, you are in charge of building this island, recruiting characters and stuff like that. And it's really awesome because, like Animal Crossing, you could talk to NPCs and give them gifts, build houses. You could decorate your island however way you want. There's a crafting system. There's materials that you get from plants, fish, etc., etc., etc. But there's also fighting. Like, it's like you can be like, oh, I need to go beat up some evil sheep so I can take their wool and then shift to tailor, my job tailor, and do that. And the cool thing is all of these things have like the different levels and stuff. So it's like, oh, I'm like level 20 in my tailor, but I'm minor. Yeah. Now I can level up my blacksmithing and stuff like that. So it's just a really cool, like, it's a comfy, cozy game, but at the same time, like, there's action-y things if you want to engage with it. More stuff going on. Yeah, there's more stuff going on. So it's really cool. I would definitely recommend anybody to check it out. There's a demo on, I believe, Steam, Switch, and PS5. PS5 has demo. I believe it transfers over. Yep. So, and I think the company even they said like week 1 it sold 500,000, and this at the beginning of this week they said they're up to 800,000. So, looks like it's going to be 1 million in no time at all, and a pretty certified banger for, the second entry in the franchise that's pretty niche.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Nice. Happy for him.
Yeah. Okay. What do we got for the news today? Let's see. Gaming news. Well, we have bad news. IGN. Oh, that was IGN. Sorry. EA cancels. Not IGN cancels. EA cancels Black.
Let's blame
Panther
IGN
game.
for this.
Yeah, blame them. Cancels the Black Panther game. Closes Cliffhanger Studios. So, the Black Panther game, which was talked about how many years ago now? 2, 3?
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
I looked it up. I know I definitely talked.
We definitely talked
because
about it on
I
this
didn't
podcast.
remember that.
Yeah,
I think it was 2023.
I don't think we talked about it at all.
I think we talked about it on this podcast. I'm almost certain we did when they announced it.
Know.
When they announced it,
I
so
feel
we'll
like
never
I
see the
didn't
light of
mention
day.
this, though.
We definitely talked about all the Marvel stuff that was announced.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So the studio closed too. So you're not even getting. Not only the game canceled, the studio's closed. It's done.
Yeah.
So
well, there was never anything other than a logo pretty much shown for this, right?
Apparently, there's been a gameplay that people have seen that sounds. I can't remember what they were talking about. It said it sounded.
I think
cool.
it was like a preview, like a behind doors preview or something like that. But yeah, we
was
never
weird
publicly saw footage.
They had that game. They have the game with Black Panther
right.
in it.
I remember us being confused. I was like, wait,
right.
a Captain America Black Panther game? I'm like, okay, whatever, sure.
Yep.
But yeah, it's unfortunate, and I believe this is the studio that also did the Shadows of Mordor games, because apparently, I mean, it sounded cool. It sounded like it was using the Nemesis system.
That's what it was. That was going to use the Nemesis system. That's what I read about.
Right.
Yeah.
So apparently, it was going to you could pick one of the paths, and you could either pick between T'Challa, Shuri, or Killmonger, vying for the next mantle of Black Panther, and whoever you picked, one of the other two would be your nemesis, that would try to ambush you or whatever during the other portions of the game. On paper, it sounded cool, but apparently it was in pre-production for 4 years, which is terribly long.
That's not a good sign.
That's too long.
Because you figure at least you're looking at 3 more years, and that's 7-year total development. That's how long Tears of the Kingdom took, right? That's not a good sign.
CD Projekt Red spent 7 years, right, on Cyberpunk also.
Yeah,
it took like 20. It felt like, but yes, they told us too early.
Yep.
It's funny though, because the Wonder Woman game that was canceled also reportedly had a version of it that used the Nemesis system. So this system is just cursed. It's never going to happen. We're never going to see it again. Yeah.
It's a great,
and anyone who tries to use it, just their games.
It's a great system. It's just, I think you're right, Mike. I think it's cursed. So, all right. The other bit of news we have this week, most of it is based on the Game Fest stuff coming up on Friday, and then State of Play, which is tomorrow. Now, State of Play is going to be over 40 minutes. It is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, for those who can't do the math. The show will highlight games, great games from creators across the globe, for must-play games on PS5. So let's take out the State of Play first. What do you guys think we're going to see here? Any predictions for this aspect of things?
For Summer Game Fest?
Oh, Ghost will be there, without a doubt. Yeah,
Ghost
no,
Gear
no,
Play.
for the
State
state
of
of
play.
play. State of play.
Oh, okay.
We're starting. Yeah, I mean, like this is all the same chunk of stuff, but yeah, we'll start
Nothing
with the
surprisingly
Sony
new.
stuff, I guess.
Anything surprising?
No, I still
I
got to stand by my prediction for this year. Sorry again. We're gonna get a Sony retro art like game, like PS1, PS2 era, like Jack and Daxter, or
What's the older one?
God forbid, a new Ape Escape.
Sly
or
Cooper. Sly Cooper.
Cooper.
There we go.
Or Parappa the Rapper.
Yeah,
We're gonna get something. I don't know. I just feel like they
Siphon
want to
filter.
cap. Sure, Siphon
Oh, maybe
Filter,
Siphon
to
Filter.
a lesser
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah.
But I definitely
Oh,
feel
this
they
is
want
gonna
to
give some
capitalize.
good
Just pulling out some old stuff.
I think they just
Yeah.
want to definitely capitalize on the Astrobot success and accolades from last year, even if it's just a teaser like that. Hey, we're working on this until Astrobot 2 comes out or something like that. But so
Do we
I gotta
see
throw
something
that
for
out there.
Astrobot 2 here? Because I don't imagine that's a long development.
Nah.
Maybe a quick flip.
Nah, I think we'll see it next year though.
All right. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're gonna get Ghost. Does anybody want to take the Bloodborne run?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Are we all moving on? Are we all moving
No.
on? This is
Yeah,
it.
we're all moving on.
This is when we'll get it. This is when we'll
No,
get it. We're all
as
getting
soon as we saw that, not the Dust
We got
Bloods
the other
or whatever,
thing,
yeah.
like that confirmed it to me. Like Sony just does not care about Bloodborne for one reason or another. Like, okay, I'm sorry, we might get like Bloodborne kart racing, Bloodborne fighting game or something like that, but there's nothing actually Bloodborne 2, Bloodborne remake, Bloodborne PC port.
So much.
Those are the
money
things
on
that people
table.
want. We're not going to get that.
Yeah, we're not
We'll
getting
get anything else. We'll get like a fucking Bloodborne DLC outfit for Kratos in the 2D
You get-
Metroidvania game that apparently we're seeing tomorrow. I heard a rumor about that, so we'll get that.
I'll
Kratos
bet you
could
get.
be-
I'll bet you get a
Hunter.
Bloodborne experience VR. That's what you'll get.
No. Sony's done with the VR, dude.
That's too
Sony's
much. Oh, it's
totally
true.
done with VR.
They are. They
They're
are.
totally.
I mean,
done
we
with
probably
VR.
see like a Bloodborne puzzle fighter before we see
That's
an
true.
actual Bloodborne.
You
2.
name any game like Bloodborne Battle Royale, I would believe that over fucking Bloodborne 2 or
No.
Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Bloodborne deck builder.
What's
Yes,
what's
absolutely.
the over under on them mentioning the marathon controversy?
Zero.
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 Yeah.
That's
Zero.
right.
I
They already did that stream that they had scheduled that they shouldn't have, that live stream where they just kind of sat there and couldn't show any footage because they were checking to see if anything else was plagiarized. So
yeah.
I think
Apparently people
Wow.
at Bungie have gone on record, or not gone on record, but have been reporting to things anonymously that Sony's pissed. They're pulling a lot of the marketing right. It's up in the air. So
yeah, I
we'll
think
see.
I feel like it's going to get delayed
Yeah.
at the very least.
At the very least, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what else.
I'm going to my prediction.
Go on.
My prediction is going to be another thing that is going to be conspicuous, I think, in its absence, is we won't see anything about the Wolverine game from Insomniac.
I feel like if we don't see something from Wolverine here, I will start thinking it is an actual trouble. Yeah.
I think
Do we
I
see
think we see trailer.
Spider-Man DLC?
No,
No,
we would have seen
That's
it by now.
over.
That's
They
over.
would have done
That's
it.
over.
I think they even said they're not doing
No,
that.
no Venom,
Other
no
than-
Carnage.
I
Nothing?
feel like that leak has probably
No.
killed the Wolverine
That
game,
leak is
and it has
officially.
stopped all DLC for
I don't think
Spider-Man.
it's killed the Wolverine game. I think they've had to change it, but I think that offshoot Venom game that was in that leak, I think that's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right
I
with
think
that.
I don't know. Maybe I think we do get some Spider-Man like side game Miles Morales style still, because I think they want to have something out, and I don't think Wolverine's coming anytime soon. So they're gonna shovel some DLC stuff that they had together and make another mini game. It's like $40. Well, could be a $50 game.
Just so the
Sure
thing
hope
is,
not.
if it wasn't for the layoffs, I would agree. But I really do feel like the layoffs impacted Insomniac to the point where it was wherever the studio size was originally could support a certain amount of their organization. I'll just say 80%, right? The whole 80-20 rule, whatever. 80% of the people of the team staff is working on Wolverine. 20% is working on Venom or whatever you want to say, like, DLC, but it's packaged as a, spin-off game or whatever like that.
Right.
And I just feel like the layoffs, they're like, well, we either, now we have to do either the same job with less amount of people, which is going to, be an inferior product for both, or we just focus on one game and make sure it's whatever profitable. That's just my guess, though. But I just feel like we would have heard about
Yeah.
DLC by now.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think DLC is done.
Yep.
I don't think they could possibly cancel the Wolverine game. I feel like they would go under.
No, I think they're
For that.
contractually obligated.
They have to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you announce things so early, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's way too early.
Well,
That's
it
which
seemed
we're
like they were well on work
That-
in it. at
We're
least.
getting into
But,
that
you know.
shortly for Gamefest. So state of play wise, I think we're
Well, you said, Tony, you heard some God of War rumor or something, like a spin-off?
oh
Yeah, apparently because God of War, whatever we're gonna call the last one or the third one in the trilogy, is still ways off. We are getting a smaller game, which is supposed to be a 2D, 2.5D, whatever, Metroidvania game set in Greece.
See.
So
Yeah,
maybe
Yeah, I was
a
wondering if we would get a little
prequel.
God of War something. It felt like there was half rumblings about it. So
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, if it feels like I think they're relying on God of War as being their kind of like experimental anchor, right? Because we saw they had like the Hades
yeah, the
roguelike
Hades game. Yeah. Style.
downloadable
Yep.
thing. So I mean, I think out of all the franchises, that makes sense for a 2.5D
Mhm.
or like a Metroidvania game. I could see Aloy / Horizon, but they're already doing the multiplayer thing, which I think we might see actually tomorrow. I think we
Maybe.
might see that.
Maybe. Yeah.
That we could see.
I could
That's
see
a good
them
point.
being
That's a good
like,
point.
Marathon is in trouble. All right, we got to show them Horizon instead. Like show them Horizon multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
Gotta get that extraction
rushes-
game.
Yeah, we got to brush this under the rug.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. They can't remaster any remasters. I'm trying to think what's due. What's not due.
try to
Let's see.
figure out
What's
something.
another PS4 game that they haven't remastered already? Gran Turismo 6 or 7 or whatever the fuck number they're on. Not Days Gone. They've just done that.
They already did
Ghost
the
of
first Ghost or
Tsushima?
not? Did they do the first?
That's what I was
Ghost?
just saying. I was like, did they? Maybe they remaster Spider-Man.
Really want to
Like-
play as Jin again? Ghost of
Remake.
Tsushima
Alright.
remastered.
Do we get? Is it too early for the unannounced project going on at Naughty Dog, the other game?
We
Yes.
don't get anything.
Yes.
I don't think.
It's too
Not
early.
getting
Too
anything.
early.
No.
Because I do think
If
that's
anything,
Uncharted. I do think that's Uncharted.
No way. It's Last
We
of Us,
just
man.
talked about those The Last of Us saying that they needed to have something to hold people over.
No,
You were
I still think it's
convinced
too early.
last
I
week.
know, but now
At
I'm
least
not.
it was
Now
The
I'm
Last
not.
of Us.
But now it's like you're
Okay,
gambling on the show
interesting.
being
You sit-
successful, and I'm back to Uncharted.
So now that you've watched the show, you're down enough on Last of Us to be like, fuck that. They better be making Uncharted.
That was, by the way, I didn't mention it in the
Hmm.
movie cast, but the review scores for the episodes coincide with how long Joel. I'm talking about the character, how many times a certain characters in the show. So,
Or you could have just said it.
I cut myself off multiple times from saying it, but yes,
It doesn't matter. Everyone knows about
on
this.
the
who's
game
watching
side
this
here, I feel like I'm good talking about it here. But yes,
Yeah,
I don't know. So, an insider has suggested that the project is not Last of Us Part 3, but we'll see.
Bullshit. Bull
Mm.
fucking shit. I'm sorry. They didn't work on the multiplayer and have all those assets not to use them somehow.
It's true.
Like,
It's true.
I'm sorry.
All right.
100%. Like I said, I guarantee you there's going to be a part in Last of Us 3 where it's like, man, this feels like an open area multiplayer arena section of, Manhattan or whatever, some fucking city. It's like, yeah, that is really weird, guys.
part of what hurt Dragon Age Veilguard was going to be like a online
Yeah, exactly,
thing
yeah.
first, and they just
Yeah.
made it into arenas and a single player game.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds great. Looking forward to it. More Last of Us.
Game Fest side. Let's move over to Game Fest. So we know two games. We're going to see there more of. James Bond 007 First Light, officially announced by IO Interactive. It's going to be revealed this week.
Yeah, what's with this announcement of an announcement? That would have been fun to get a surprise for, I thought.
Maybe it's just like
Whatever.
It's like the teaser for the trailer, right? It's
Yeah.
like you gotta
guess.
tickle the balls a little bit.
Oh my god.
Famously.
So
they now do teaser trailers.
So my
Remember that?
balls say this one. I think we might not even get like real footage of this game.
I don't think so either.
I think you
and
have to. I think you have to.
I think Mike might be right though.
I
think
think
it might
we're probably not even going to see their James Bond model. or he might be like hidden. But if we do, he's going to be like Agent Under Fire, amalgam of every Bond that's come before, I think.
Yep.
It's gonna look like Agent 47.
I think if they didn't announce this, I would agree with that. But the fact that now people have like hype building in their heads, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think they have
expectations.
to,
They
right,
have to have
expectations.
actual footage, or
They have to
are
have
we
some
just
footage.
Sizzle
thinking
reel,
we get
though? Sizzle reel?
gameplay footage or a trailer?
I think it's sizzle reel.
I think trailer. I think
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
I think we'll get a
I
trailer.
also think they might announce a pretty broad release window, but it's going to be like 2027.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Yeah, I think so.
They want to give themselves some time.
The other game we found today, with tech demo wise, was shown was Witcher 4. So we got to see the tech demo for that. That looks fantastic, but I will again cautious optimistic because it is it is a tech demo, and I have now learned way too much in my advanced age of life now. My advanced video game age of life. I'm watching this.
God.
I'm watching the presentation today, and the game looks phenomenal. For those who want to know, it looks phenomenal. But every time I'm just seeing that meme, doubt. The entire time.
And they said it was on the base PS5. I'm like,
base PS5
with ray tracing.
Okay.
60 frames with ray tracing, and I'm like,
I mean, like, yeah. Although
I believe
they're one sort of like voxel like LOD thing they showed that didn't look that great when they zoomed out and in. So
I mean,
maybe it's
they
realistic.
were showing the technology involved. That's why.
Here's the thing. I think I'm not going to say definitively, but I feel I'm inclined to believe that they're not going to try to pull the wool over our eyes like they do with Cyberpunk 2077. Because I think like that company could not.
They can't do
endure
it again.
another
They can't do
fiasco.
it
Like I said years ago, they burnt through all their goodwill on the initial launch on Cyberpunk 2077, and they fought hard for years to build up to the point for the 2.0, whatever you want to call it, / Phantom Liberty, right? Which I love. I love that game. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Glad I waited for that experience. But I think they're on the upward momentum, and I hope and pray that the leaders and the CEOs and all those execs are like, we can't fuck this up again, guys.
Yeah,
like just aim small, right? Aim small, and you can always throw in bells and whistles at the end, right? Here's the thing. Again, these games have to sell a certain amount for years until the next one comes out. So Cyberpunk has had to sell millions and millions of units until we get to Witcher 4 is going to have to sell millions and millions for years until we get Cyberpunk 2077-2 or whatever they're going to call it. 2078, whatever. I don't know what the so I really feel, and plus in the era now where we're in that diminishing returns of specs and console graphical improvements, I think at some point, like one of these developers has to be like, okay, this is our target level. Like, there's no reason for it's in our best interest to be scalable, right? Because you still have the Xbox Series S, and now you're gonna have the Switch 2. Switch 2 version of Cyberpunk looks fantastic, right? Yeah, it's not going to run at 60 FPS. I think they're targeting 40 frames per second.
Yeah.
Solid low lock.
Which is good because that's like where you want to be if you're not
right,
if you want 60.
Yeah, that's the bare. That's the second best thing there. So I don't know. That's my gut feeling. It could absolutely. They could show me wrong.
Yeah.
In a year or two. But that's my hope.
I know it looks
phenomenal. I mean,
go on. You go on, Mike.
I also think this is clearly just a slice and not all of the game systems.
Yeah, 100%. It's one of those vertical slices. Yeah, for sure.
The only thing I noticed, like, unlike what people said before, Siri looks fine, looks great.
I think
the voice being new though is bothering me a little bit.
Oh,
the new voice actress.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know.
Oh,
that.
right. We did talk about it.
Yeah.
I get like she's supposed to be older, but how much older? She was like 18 or 20 in the first game, so.
Yeah.
She sounds a little different, but it's bothering me, but I'm sure I'll get used to it. I'm just wondering why. I guess they just wanted someone sounding older. I'm not sure.
Well, we don't know when the game takes place. It could be a lot further in the future, so we don't know.
Maybe.
But isn't that how you get around Geralt? Like, you know what I mean? Like, any questions? Or
he's like the Witchers sort of live. He had like another like 80 years of his Witcher lifespan when he retired.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
They live like 200 years.
They live a long time.
They do that.
So all right. let's go into some Game Fest ideas, predictions. What you guys think we're gonna see? It's gonna be fun to do this. I'll kick us off, and I do think, and I really do, I think we might see some BioShock 4.
I have that on mine.
Oh, you do?
I have it on mine.
Okay. Okay.
That was also on mine.
Oh wow, look at that.
Three for three.
I think we are due absolutely for this, and hopefully it's good. I really hope it's gonna be. Hope it's good for what we see. I'm sure it's gonna be very small. I bet you it's coming 2027, but yeah.
Right.
I don't know what the hell is coming in 2026. I really
It'd just
don't.
be like a title card too. Like
I think they'll show
Right.
something, but that's about it. Like a small blurb of things, and obviously
you see a Big Daddy's
Big
foot
Daddy.
just come
Yeah,
down.
I'm guessing a Big Daddy will be in this.
Big Daddy.
Yeah.
A drill to go through something.
Yeah, maybe. So, but that's my first prediction. I want to say, Mike. What do you, anything you're thinking of here?
No, I mean, I should have read or remembered the list of partners better to more accurately do this, but I don't think Ken Levine's thing is going to show up, is it? Then, like on the same level. Was that the last we heard of this
think
game? Was that
that's the last we heard of his stuff, and that's
Yeah.
due. That absolutely is
That
due
last-
for a presentation.
Yeah, I mean, it's been due.
yeah.
He did randomly like invite a bunch of people to
Yeah.
like look at it like
More recently,
within a year, but
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
If we don't see it this week, a game is in trouble.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean,
Yep.
it's felt like what is it called again? I forgot.
Between tomorrow's State of Play and
Judas.
Summer Games Day,
Judas,
if we don't
that's
see
right.
this, it's not a good sign.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
Judas, that's right.
Tony, give me another one here. What do you got?
All right. I'm going to start off what I think is the most likely.
Mhm.
And we can work our way down. I think Resident Evil 9 shows up tomorrow
Do you
or
think-
this week.
I don't think we see. I don't think we see.
That's the
Resident
most
No.
likely. Interesting.
I think
don't
that's
think
the
we
most likely because
I'm
Monster
very
Hunter
curious what
Wilds
else is
now-
on your list now. So
Yeah.
Well, Monster Hunter Wilds is behind us now. The DLC updates until we get to expansion probably next year, and the next year is just how they go after Worlds and Rise. So I just feel it's been in development for a long time, ever since Resident Evil 8. And I think it's finally time for them to show it. I'm not saying it's coming out this year, but I think we see it
Okay.
because that's how they work. They gotta.
I just figured
once
you
one
announce
AAA
it
is up-
now. You figured December it would have to be, in my opinion. Like you want to announce.
There's
it
no
now.
way they would do December. There's no they would
Like,
do
you know,
December.
what,
late-
do you think
late
that they're
November.
gonna announce a Resident Evil game and come out in the same year, like a few months later?
I do. I feel like that's what they wait
What?
for nowadays. I feel like that's what we're gonna get. But we'll
Do
see.
you-
What games do you think have been doing that?
They've been waiting a lot longer for a lot more announcements. Like a lot. Like I guess
Mostly,
we haven't even had it. So you're
Xbox
right. We've
games.
had it before, and then Xbox games really. But Nintendo does
I mean,
that too.
Fallout 4
Nintendo
was
does it
like
too.
the only one I could think of. We were like, oh yeah, it's coming out this year. It's crazy.
Yeah.
What did they
Nintendo
do
does it a
recently?
lot,
I mean, there's the Oblivion remastered. There was something else though that was kind of half.
Well, that was nobody really knew that was, and it just showed up.
Alright.
But I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
big games like Resident Evil 9.
you're gonna announce it.
You
right?
milked
I
that
can't.
for over a year. You milked
Okay.
it for
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
Alright.
I don't know if that would be like that.
Well,
You think they're done with their remakes? They're not going to do like a 5?
No, no.
remake?
No, well, it might be that we get either Code Veronica remake, 0 remake, 5 remake, whatever. This year, I could see that, right? But I do think they also show Resident Evil 9 to hype it up for
Okay.
next year because you got to get those
at
people
least get the
excited
logo,
and talking and
logo screen,
yeah,
logo screen. See what they do with the
even if
logo
it's just
this time.
CGI trailer, right? Or
Okay.
just the logo, whatever.
Corey, what do you got?
All right, my almost pie in the sky, but we'll go with one because I'm on the Final Fantasy hype train right now.
17
Yeah, man. I think we see a Final Fantasy Tactics remake.
Tactics.
That's why I wore. That's literally why I wore the shirt.
I mean, I was looking
Why
at your
I
shirt, I
wore
was
this
like,
shirt on my. It's on my list.
Okay.
But I'm
oh
with
yeah,
you.
there's
I'm
a
with you.
lot of rumblings, and Final Fantasy's all over right now. We got the Magic stuff coming out, so yeah, I think we see some, and that might not be the
I'd
only
love
Final
to
Fantasy
see
thing
that.
we see.
I'd love to see that. I just don't think we see it.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see it. Like I would absolutely like be ecstatic to see that game.
I'll piggyback just because it's
Go ahead.
related.
Good.
I think we're getting a double dose of Final Fantasy this week.
I think
I was just gonna say, I don't think it's the only Final Fantasy thing we're gonna see.
So, okay, it's
Yes,
triple
thanks.
dose. We're getting this. Sorry to cut you off, Mike, but it's also, I believe, the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah.
And Square Enix has posted a bunch of new art, new merchandise, blah blah blah. I think at the very least they announce it or tease it or whatever. Because again, perfect timing with the Magic collab. They want to get people feeling those feels of nostalgia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Perfect. But also it's going to be probably 2 years until we get remake part 3, whatever. And
Mhm.
both of these games would help fill the Final Fantasy need.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to figure like 17 is still. I'm froze. Hang on.
No,
I mean,
well,
I
just to keep it on Final Fantasy, because my other one was
Mhm.
going to be that Final Fantasy 17 will have a title card
Ooh.
or something like that.
you don't need to do
I
that.
think it's a little too soon for 17, but I'm
Maybe
with you.
I think
I'm
17
with. Look,
is.
I'm
I
with
was
you.
gonna say 17's a ways out yet. I think it's 2028.
Sure,
So,
there's
yeah.
a lot of things that are ways out, but like
Would
again,
you
there's
show
a
a title
lot of
card
Final
for?
Fantasy love going on right now, and it's like, hey, we are making Final Fantasy 17. Here's what the title looks like, or whatever the art, and then we like I said, we're gonna have the remake of Tactics coming, and then obviously
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Part 3 is coming, Final Fantasy 7 Part 3,
My
whatever.
dream scenario right now is we get Tactics remastered this year, if not
Mhm.
Shadow Drop. I don't think so, but and then next year we have Final Fantasy 9 remake or Final Fantasy 7 3, and then at some point during the timeline, Final Fantasy 17 for
Yeah.
a couple
Mhm.
years after Part 3. But
I am gonna go Microsoft. I'm gonna go Halo on PS5.
Oh.
So
okay. I thought you said New Halo. I was like,
no, Halo PS5. It's time. It's time. This is it. This is where they just launch it. This is it.
Okay.
So
What Halo? Master Chief
Master Chief
Collection?
Collection. Master Chief
Infinite?
Collection. Yeah, well, because they're gonna show it because they want it on Switch as well. So it'll be PS5 and Switch 2. Master Chief Collection. So
interesting.
Okay.
that's my prediction for Microsoft. I have another one. Fable. I do think Fable is shown finally.
I have Fable
yeah.
listed. I actually have a bunch of Microsoft listed. I'll just rattle them all.
Because they're
Fable.
due to show these games, so it's like they have to exist by now. They have to be ready. It's been too long. But go on.
So just because I have it listed, we'll just bang these out. We can talk about whatever.
Yeah.
I think we see Everwild again.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've seen it. I think maybe finally more Perfect Dark, because again the last
Ooh, yeah, good
showing
point.
was kind of like whatever. But I think the big talk out of Microsoft is going to be an Elder Scrolls 6 teaser.
Oh my god.
I bet.
No Gears of War E-Day?
No? I forgot about Gears of War.
I forgot about that.
I forgot about Gears of War, yeah.
Of course, everybody forgets.
Yeah, Mike, do you have any other predictions for this?
Mine are smaller games, really. I think we will get Outer Worlds 2 release date, and it might be sooner than we
I think
expect.
so.
It
I
might
can see
be
that this holiday.
I can
within
see
months.
that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
And then I don't even know if the company involved is really involved with this, but I'm hoping somewhere to see the Marvel Cosmic Invasion get a release date as well. That's that side scroller, Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge type game that's coming out with the Marvel heroes. It's supposed to come out like fourth quarter this year, but we haven't seen like a real date or anything yet.
No. All right. Corey?
We'll keep in the was it Bethesda family? We got Arcane Studios, right? They're doing the Blade game. We might see that
Ooh,
also.
The Blade game. Interesting.
I forgot that it even existed.
Yeah.
I'm that's one of those like I'm half thinking I'm like, when is that going to get canceled? Because
Yeah.
all Blade things seem to get canceled, and all smaller Marvel things.
The Wesley Snipes curse,
seem to
man.
get canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Tony, what else you got?
It's weird, right? So one of the partners on the list, it says Nintendo Switch 2. It doesn't say Nintendo.
Nintendo got in there.
It doesn't specifically say Nintendo, so I'm curious about that. But if it is going to be anything Nintendo, I think they're going to show a new Metroid Prime 4 trailer.
That makes sense.
Because I think you double up on the hype of Switch 2 launch. So people who just got their new system, new game, can watch Summer Games Fest this week and be like, oh, there's something not far off on the horizon, right? Because that is slated for this year. So, if anything from Nintendo, I believe it's most likely that.
You don't think there will be a new unknown game announced?
I don't think so. I think a brand new game announced what Nintendo wants to say for their first,
Yeah.
And
like
it would
brand
take away
new,
from
right,
what's happening right now with all this stuff.
right,
Do we
right.
get,
So in my mind, it was either this or
Hollow
Donkey
Knight?
Kong, and I just,
Hollow Knight?
you mean Silk Song?
Yeah, Silk Song.
So
It was
it
on
was
the
kind of
presentation. Yeah.
No. So the thing with Silk Song, I didn't put it because I saw a bit of news the other day where Steam registry just got updated. So I do believe we see it very imminently soon. I don't know if it's tomorrow at PlayStation. I don't know if this weekend at Summer Games Fest, or the next Switch 2 Direct, which I think has to happen before July because Donkey Kong Country or Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out then, and we got to see a little bit more of that for the market. But I do believe we see it very soon, within like a 6-week span.
Yeah, I have I really only have like one more. I do think we get a release date. It's going to happen. It's real. The Wolf Among Us 2, season 2. I think we get it. Finally, I think we get a release date.
All right.
It's not dead. It's good. It's real. It's gonna happen.
I was there with you, Jim,
I know.
and then all my predictions were debunked,
Yeah.
and my hype and my hope was crushed.
Yeah.
All right, one more for Mike though.
Mike?
Oh,
Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead. Corey, go ahead.
I
for
think
me,
we
not
see
from me.
Sifu 2.
Oh,
Sifu
see,
2.
I can see that.
Ooh, interesting.
That's a possibility. That'd be cool. I know that company just did is about to release like a weird soccer game, so but it's possible.
Oh, you got the movie rights, I think, and I think they just announced a milestone for sales not too long ago either.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Tony, give me another.
Don't see
I
NetherRealm
just
on
have
that
another
list,
idea.
so they're not doing anything.
I just had another possibility, but go ahead. I'm still fabricating this one, but go on with another one.
Yep, just check and make sure they're on the list. So Sega's listed there.
Oh,
And-
that's right. I think. Okay, go ahead. I'm not gonna steal it. Go ahead.
Okay, I feel I'll do part of it. Set you up for maybe the other part where I think you'd go. I feel we're gonna see some of those retro things again, whether it's Jet Set, Golden Axe, Crazy Taxi, Streets of Rage, Echo, the Dolphin.
More of that, or just not, or
You
One
can
of
actually
new
see
things.
one like
Like a new
yeah,
thing,
like
because a couple years ago they were like,
more of it.
yeah, they're like we're
Like
working
a
on
real
new games in these franchises. I'm like hell, you're making a new Jet Set Radio. Come the fuck on.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're insistent on it, so I'm like, hey,
Yep.
tomorrow you better,
Yep.
or this weekend you better show or shut up.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So this might be wrong because this is just me being a little biased because I'm in the RGG, but they have their own events all the time, RGG.
Yeah.
But they might show or a little more of either the new Virtua Fighter or Project Century. I know that those were
That'd be
both
interesting.
shown,
Yeah.
I think, at the Game Awards last. So, yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know which. Maybe Project Century because there's more question marks with that, and that seems to be like their more ambitious thing. Although bringing Virtua Fighter back is also ambitious, but I am curious about that because with RGG, they have a game a year practically, and
Yeah.
while they did already have theirs early this year, it's going like 6 months without knowing when their next game is coming out. It's kind of a long time for them, so it'll be. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't show one of those things here. Or something else. I don't know. Because who could have predicted Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii?
That's true. Some of the lists, Devolver Digital's on here. Are we getting something from Devolver, you guys think?
Yeah,
but
you're gonna get
Devolver's
something,
such
but
a-
what can you predict?
I can't predict anything.
Something
It's so
new.
random.
Something new, probably.
Yeah.
Brand new. I can't
All right.
imagine it being something
Well,
else.
I'm just gonna go out and say, like, Steam is on this list. Steam is there. Yeah. So Steam is on here. Now, is it just to give away systems? Or we
Half-Life 3
finally
confirmed.
are we finally going to go with
No.
the Half-Life 3 confirmed?
I it's on my list.
There's smoke.
I think
There's smoke.
I think I think it actually exists because last year at Game Awards when Jeff Keighley got really like emotional towards the end about like, oh, this next thing is huge, it's going to be monumental series that fans have been dying to see the new entry of, and it was the new Akami announcement from Capcom, which we might see tomorrow, but
Yeah,
I didn't.
That's a good point too.
I didn't.
Yeah.
All
you know,
10
whatever.
people were really happy about that.
Right, all 10 people, right? But the thing is, I was like, I feel like that part was for Half-Life 3, and Valve / Steam for some reason was just like,
Pulled it.
actually, we're not ready for
Yeah.
show this off just yet. We want to work on it a little bit more.
Interesting.
So just pie in the sky. This is my
There's been some
absolute,
Yeah.
like random, unlikely, but I'm gonna say it.
there's some
Incredible
chatter
news
that
for people.
it exists and it's playable already. Like it's already you can play it. So
I say they will never call it Half-Life 3, whatever it is.
yeah, I don't
It'll
think it'll
never
be
be
Half-Life 3. I think it will be called something
Well,
else. because-
again, we're really waiting for Half-Life 2 Part 3.
yes.
but-
Yes.
You can't just do that now.
I think they will call it 3 just because they can market it as we finally learned to count to 3, right? And they can use that for Left 4 Dead 3. Better be their next fucking product. Because that's what I personally want.
You wouldn't just go
Or
with the
Portal 3. I would love Portal.
you would just go with the forever thing, like Duke Nukem Forever, Half-Life Forever.
God.
Sounds like
Half-Life
great,
Infinite.
Yeah.
great vibes. Just grab onto Duke Nukem
Yeah.
forever. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's just in development forever. So, but anyways, all right, Tony, what do you guys got more? Tony, some more? Run through them all?
My other random, trying to see if it's actually going to come to fruition finally. Tomb Raider. I think we might finally see
Really?
something. Like very, very little. Like maybe
Okay.
just like a
I'd be all
Tomb
for that.
Raider, whatever. Just whoever paid for it paid money, and I think they want to at least start.
Getting some.
Gearing up.
Was it Amazon?
Yes.
It was Amazon, and Amazon
Yes,
Games
it
is a
was
partner.
Amazon.
They're a partner.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh. Maybe found something.
Do we get like a new I guess this has to be like almost rebooted again, mainline
again?
thing?
It has to be rebooted again. There's no chance it has anything to do with the other stuff.
No.
Corey, anything else?
Interesting.
I have one more.
All right.
It's probably the most
Radical.
unlikely, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe we're gonna get
Borderlands 5?
No, yeah, already. No, Star Wars Battlefront 3.
No.
Oh, that would be
Yeah. It's
that'd be like an announcement before they even like start working on it.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like so with their pants down that Battlefront 2 is popular
again.
again
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah.
yeah.
No chance. No
Nope.
chance.
Listen,
But
I always thought it was a good game, but
Yeah.
whatever.
All right, Tony, more.
This is technically Sega, but it's more out, so I put it separately. But I think we might see a teaser of Persona 6.
Wow. Okay. I did not expect to hear that one. So, I've heard like Personas. I expect something Persona, but I don't know if 6 is.
I want it to be 6. I'm trying to speak 6 because I want to will it into existence. But the backup, more logical side of me is saying Persona 4 remake.
Yeah, like a remake. Yeah, that's what I get. But
Here's
what's that?
I wonder if we get Metaphor 2 before we get Persona 6.
No,
I think
no
you get
way.
Persona 6.
We'll
I
get
think
Metaphor like fucking Refantazio, Oblivion, whatever.
Refantasioed.
Roma,
adding a third character.
It's like 1.5.
Rainbow Edition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So-
Exactly.
Mm.
All right, what else
Oh,
you got?
let's see.
I'm out of them now. So, Tony, what else you got? That's it? Okay.
Well, one more thing. It's not on the partner list, so it might be at State of Play. But I think both Konami and Bloober were super happy, and they will just announce, probably not even footage, but Silent Hill 3.
Oh, I forgot that. I think we get Metal Gear. Something new.
Well, I mean, we're getting Delta.
I think that was
Yes.
confirmed. I think.
No, something new. I think we get something new. Metal
Right.
Gear.
You think they're going to show something else?
Oh, you
off?
think
No, I
a
think they
new
tease something
Metal
else. I think they tease something
Really?
else. Yeah. I think
Before Delta's
Before
out?
Delta comes out?
No, Delta's coming out this year. It is. But I do think I'm not saying it's a
No, you're
major.
wrong.
I'm not saying a major game, but I do think another Metal Gear game in that something in that world.
What's
I don't know, but I have a feeling they're going to
Interesting.
start. I think they're going to start diving into the
it?
franchise.
Well, while we're doing bigger shots in the dark now, I am going to go back to the state of play because I'm just thinking like there's been nothing for so long. I believe they will announce a brand new IP for Sony finally.
We just
Like
got a
not a
brand new IP
not
announced.
what?
The
The Naughty Dog game.
Oh,
Intergalactic.
Yeah.
okay. Well, maybe another one.
Okay.
Not Naughty
No, that's
Dog.
fair. I mean, it's fine. The more
'Cause
IPs, the better, but
Look, I
it's
want
hard
it
to.
because
listen,
yeah.
because it's been a while. Like
No, I
obviously there's
agree. I agree.
Intergalactic, but I feel like they're, Naughty Dog's not the only company that works for Sony.
No,
So
I agree, but I think it's not really a discussion for tonight because it'll take too long. But
Yeah.
that's my biggest gripe with the PS5 era has just been it's like, hey, remember the? It's not necessarily a bad thing. I also want new things, and it was like Astrobot is technically new, but it's also not right.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. So I'm with you. I hope so. I hope it's like, and now whatever, and preferably it not be like a third person action adventure with a sad
well,
dad or
Sad dad.
dad-like figure involved.
Well,
I mean,
hey,
Aloy is
Intergalactic's
not a
not
sad
sad,
dad.
Dad. It's sad
that we know of.
right now. Right now.
Yes.
I mean, maybe your dad like just gets off in the intro or something.
That should be. It
I
could
mean,
be.
well, most protagonists don't have.
Or midway through the game, you come across him, and it's like a long
Yeah,
lost.
the villain could be your dad. Like, pull off the
Oh,
mask. I am your father.
yeah.
Oh, by the way, Jim, the actress that's the star of Intergalactic is the one at the end of the game of the show at episode 5. Is the same guy.
Oh,
Same
okay.
person.
That's where I've seen her face, and that was because of the because of that. Yeah, because of the actor in that.
I
Their
was
face.
like, oh, I guess
Their
they have a good relationship with
Yep.
Naughty Dog.
So yeah. All right.
All right, we'll find out next
we're gonna
week.
find out. We're gonna talk about it
Yeah.
next week, the actual Game Fest. Stay tuned for that, guys.
I can't believe we'll be talking about Half-Life 3. Okay,
Yeah, we
here,
might be.
here we are.
We might be finally, and we'll lead with that next week. Then, jeez. All right, stay tuned, everybody, for next
Half-Life
week.
3.
We'll see what happens. Once again, Twitch Tuesday nights at 8:00. When we always post, Wednesday, Thursdays on YouTube. So those subscribe so you get notified when we post. We'll see you guys next week. We are out.